whatever it's meant to be. And if people want to watch the show later, they can go onto my website and watch it. So for those of you who don't know, if you go on to my soulalchemyhealing.ca, you have to become a member, but you can become a $0 member. So there's like two options. There's a monthly membership fee, and then there's a $0 membership fee. If you sign in as a $0 membership, you can go onto the membership page and you can watch all of the Mystic Morning shows for free. And then there's lots of information on them. So I'm not sure what's happening. Normally I just hit the button and we're live on Facebook, but for us, I guess this is it. So welcome. We want to just say welcome. And I want to just start off by talking a little bit about the 21st and the conjunction, because there's a lot of energy around it and there's a lot of people doing things. So the Jupiter-Saturn conjunction is going to be 0 degrees Aquarius. So the big news is that we're going into Aquarius. And because we're going into Aquarius, there's a lot of energy going towards humanitarianism, and so this is a time when we can co-create out into the world, and you'll see a lot of people gathering in groups together and that kind of thing. And it'll be really, really interesting to see the process. I know everybody's really excited about it. And I'm really grateful that everybody is co-creating this magical day. So there's a couple things that you can do. So that's on the 21st. The actual time of the equinox is, for Vancouver time, is 10:22. So what you can do is you can use a quartz crystal. So you can take a crystal. And so you can take the crystal and you can just put into the crystal your prayers and all of the energy, everything that you hold for humanity. And that will allow the crystal to become a beacon of light and send your prayers out into the universe 24/7. And then when you meditate with it, you can spend a lot of time with your crystal. And every time you send those energies out, the crystal will keep things going 24/7. It doesn't have to be a big crystal. You can use a small crystal too. I love my small crystals because I can use them easily. Sometimes I sleep with them at night just to take my prayers and keep it going. And sometimes I use them to manifest. So I'll make prayers and affirmations and I'll put them into my crystal, and then I'll just keep that prayer going. So they're awesome vehicles. So this morning I wanted to just talk a little bit about how you can use the crystals for the conjunction. We're going to talk a little bit about the violet flame and how you can use that. We're going to talk about the body elemental, which not very many people know about, and it's really exciting. So I'm kind of a bit disappointed that Facebook isn't connected, because it's a really important thing to know about. And then we've got this really beautiful woman, Eva Grodt, who's going to be spending some time with us talking about healing, relaxation, some energy tools she uses. I love Eva because she's just got such clean energy. She's a beautiful spirit. She's been working on her personal development and spirit for decades. And Eva is going to spend some time with you doing some knowledge and some of her information. So I'm really excited about that. So let's, I did put something together. Let's see if it works. Share screen. Let's see what we can do here. Oh, that's not gonna. Oh, here we go. So I figured out a way to share screen that is really easy. So you guys should be able to see this. So the first thing I want to do is I'm just going to go through the visuals, and then we're going to talk a little bit about it. So here's an example of a crystal grid. And the crystal grids don't have to be this elaborate. Obviously, you can just use a couple crystals, and you can actually make a grid, and you can put your affirmations for the planet. I highly recommend, if you've got any crystals on the 21st, that you use any crystal at all to put your prayers and your affirmations and everything that you want for humanity, because there are thousands and thousands of people getting together and doing meditation on the 21st. And this is our opportunity to put our high vibration and all of our energy out into the universe, into the collective consciousness, to try to help shift everything. We've got the energy of the planets, we've got the master of destiny, Saturn, and we've got the expansion of hopes and dreams, Jupiter, together. And those two together make it possible, going into Aquarius, make it possible for things to happen. So this is an opportunity for everybody to put their energy out there, to put their hopes and dreams out there, and to just tune in and try and co-create the world that you would like. I know that Grant, and there's a few of us other ones who are working with the Divine Blueprint, and we are anchoring that into the new earth. So for the Divine Blueprint workers, also a really awesome time to do some of that personal work, listen to some of those meditations again, or focus on that Divine Blueprint coming in. For those of you that have my book, Soul Alchemy Healing, there is a component in there that talks about how to work with crystals and to make a crystal grid. So you've got a couple days that you can take a look at that and make a crystal grid, or just even work again with one personal crystal. So the actual instructions are on page 124 in the book. So the other thing that I wanted to talk about is the violet flame. So Saint Germain gave us something called the violet flame, and the violet flame is a tool that has been given to humanity that we can use to help dissolve karma and help move into forgiveness and help release negativity. So on the 21st, when you're working with your crystal, perhaps the other thing that you could do is evoke the violet flame. I'm going to do that in a meditation for us today. So I will be saying the violet flame decree. And again, you can go on my website if you want to watch this again and participate in it. And on the website, there's also a component where you can go into the I Am Presence and listen to that. So if you go on to the soulalchemyhealing.com website, there is a place that you can hook into the soulalchemyhealing.ca website, and you can find all the information on there. There's the free meditation, and then there's also the Mystic Mornings workshops on the membership page. Okay, so I'm gonna talk a little bit about the body elemental, and then we're gonna do a meditation. So this is my version of the I Am Presence. So you can see we have all these multidimensional aspects of ourselves. There's our physical body, there's our high self. And here between our high self and our Christed self there's this little being called a body elemental. Okay, and this is what we're going to talk about today. And then there's all these other components of ourselves. And before I switch off of the share screen, I just want to show you this one picture. So this is a picture by Autumn Skye Morrison. She's an artist who I absolutely love. And I'm showing you this picture for the people who have a hard time visualizing. This is me standing on a tree with a pillar of light. So I'm going to be, when we do our meditation, we're going to talk about surrounding ourselves with a pillar of light. I actually just bought this this print, and I absolutely love it because it reminds me of the divine blueprint work that we're doing and being grounded to the earth, and this working with a pillar of light and all the beautiful energy that's flowing through and around us to co-create. So I just wanted to give you those visuals. So again, we're going to go to our body elemental, and then I'm just going to turn off the screen share and then talk to you a little bit about the body elemental. So the body elemental is this tiny, well, I don't know if it's tiny, but in my mind's eye, it's pretty small. When I see the body elemental, it's always like in these robes. And the body elemental is like a real elemental, just like in a crystal or in a plant, there are divas or elemental beings that live inside of each component. And the body elemental works with these beings called the builders of form, or the Elohim. And what it does is they work together to create our physical body when we're going to be embodied onto the earth plane. And this body elemental is part of, it's not really part of us, it's slightly separate from us, but it incarnates in every lifetime. It incarnates with us. And so lifetime after lifetime after lifetime, it has these experiences, and it gets to know our ego self, and it knows all of the lifetimes that we've lived before. So it knows any time that we've abused our physical body, any time that we've connected to divinity, and all the lifetimes where we've been really high vibration, all the lifetimes we've had low vibration. And this body elemental is the being that is in charge of our physical body, our sheath, all the cells, everything. It is the one who's in charge of controlling all of the stuff that happens in our physical body. Even though we do play a part, it's the body elemental who is actually working with the Elohim that can shift things. It knows what our purpose is and different aspects of what we're meant to go through karmically, if we've got if we have certain things that we need to learn. The body elemental works with the lords of karma to go, okay, well, they chose to have this happen at this age, so we need you to help co-create that. So the body elemental comes with us for lifetime after lifetime. And what happens is it can get really stubborn, and it can get a little bit relaxed sometimes. It needs to be acknowledged, and it needs to have a little bit, not to be controlled, but to be living in harmonious relationship with all aspects of ourselves. It's kind of like training a dog, sorry, body elemental, but we do need to be the master. However, we need to co-create with it. And I'm just going to tell you a story about the body elemental and me. So the body elemental, when I was diagnosed with Hep C 10 years ago, and my doctor and I couldn't figure out where I got it. And we kind of came to the conclusion that it was when I lived in Costa Rica and I had to go to the dentist, and I may have contracted it there. And I was also in several hospitals in Mexico and had intravenous, not blood transfusions, but intravenous. So we weren't sure. And I decided to do the traditional treatment because I had to. I had, there was really no choice. I worked on some natural stuff and I realized that I'm going to have to plug in and do this pharmaceutical stuff. So I decided to do both. And so when I first prepped my body, cleansed my liver, did a whole bunch of cleanses in every way I could before I started doing the pharmaceutical stuff. And they said it would take 5 to 6 months. Nowadays they have better treatments, but at that time I had to do interferon shots and I had to take a medication. And so I began working closely with the body elemental. And when I did my meditations, I would go up to the body elemental, and my body elemental was really angry. And I asked if it would help me, and it'd be like, no, I'm not gonna pay any attention to you. So I did something called Ho'oponopono with it, and that's what I was gonna walk you through today. And I had to do it for weeks and weeks and weeks. And then when I first started, I would Ho'oponopono, which is a Hawaiian healing technique. And I would do my liver and then I would do my body elemental. When I first started, I could see this hyena in my liver. I don't know why. And when I saw my body elemental, it was in this room, it was all red. And my body elemental was just like, didn't want to give me the time of day. So I kept doing Ho'oponopono 3-4 times a day. And at one point, what happened is I saw the hyena jump out of my liver and go up into where my body elemental was. And I thought, that's really bizarre. And it sat on my body elemental's couch. My body elemental has this whole beautiful furniture and stuff. Anyway, I saw it go up there and I thought, okay, well, this is interesting. Something shifted. My body elemental started opening its arms and it started trusting and working with me a little bit more and realizing that I was committed to working with it and supporting it and helping me heal my body. And the day that the virus left, I saw everything in the hyena went into spirit and everything in the room turned white and gold. And I knew that's it. The virus is gone. So we can use this technique to heal anything in our bodies. And if we can just encourage that body elemental to work with us and to give it some attention and train it to work with us, then we can create a lot of healing in many, many ways. So I'd like to just walk everybody through meditation, and we'll just work with the body elemental so that I can introduce you to it for the first time. And or maybe some of you are already familiar with it. And then you can always go on to the website and listen to the meditation again, or you can create your own meditation around working with it. So it will help to revitalize you, rejuvenate you. It will, it is responsible for creating really serious illnesses in your body, big diseases, when it decides that it doesn't want to play with you anymore because you've been too abusive to it, and it can do that. So just going to see if there's anything else I can remember. Yeah, so it's either, sometimes it's spoiled, sometimes it's just upset with you. And the idea again is to create peace, unity, harmony, and understand that being is there to support you with the builders of form. So I'm just going to walk everybody through a little meditation to connect you to your body elemental, and then we're going to bring Eva on to go through the rest. Okay. So I'd like you to start off by just closing your eyes and just imagine that you have a pillar of light around you. And this beautiful pillar of light is going to surround your being. So just see that pillar of light. And I'd like you to imagine that your tailbone has an anchor on it. And I'd just like you to drop the anchor. And it can be an anchor of light, or you can make it more solid. It doesn't matter. I'd like you just to drop the anchor and just imagine it going right into the earth and finding a root, a nice, beautiful big tree, and following that root system and just going right into Gaia. And just allow that pillar of light that's surrounding you to just go right into the earth as well, so that we create that high vibration right into Mother Earth. And now just allow the energy of the earth to flow up through your body so that you remain connected, and just allow it to flow up through your body. And as it flows through your body, imagine a gold light coming up through your body and all the way to the top of your head. And breathe in the gold and then just let it spill out the top of your head. So breathing in gold, and as you exhale, let the gold spill out the top of your head. Beautiful. And now we're going to allow the gold light to travel to the part of us that is our high self. This is the part of us that knows our purpose and our divine plan. And this part of you will look like you, only a very empowered aspect of yourself. This part of you lives approximately, we'll just say 4 to 6 feet above you and stands slightly behind you. It's like a guardian angel. So just imagine the gold light touching your high self. And just hold hands with that part of yourself. And as you hold hands with your high self, just thank it for its guidance. And now we're going to go right to our body elemental. And if you can't see during the meditation, it's okay. Just put the intention out that you're going to connect with the part of you or the aspect, the elemental body elemental of you that embodies every time you come onto the earth plane, that part of you that knows you and is responsible for healing all aspects of your physical being. And just let the gold light travel to your body elemental. And when you see your body elemental or feel it or know it's there, just connect with it. And just say, hey, really cool to meet you. And I love that we have this connection. And just tell the body elemental that you'd like to connect with it more often. Or just talk to it. Just say, you know what, I'd love to connect with you more often. There's lots of things in my being that I'd like to help heal, and I would really love your support with. And just tell it that right now you're committed to working with it, and we're going to do something called Ho'oponopono. Your body elemental knows what that is, but you might see it, feel it. It might want to participate, it might not. You just tell it that you're going to participate with it whether it wants to or not, because sometimes they can be stubborn. So we're going to start Ho'oponopono. So I'd like you just to tell your body elemental, Just say, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for any lifetime where I didn't connect with you. I didn't appreciate you. I didn't know about you. And I didn't honor you. Please forgive me. Please forgive me for my ignorance or unawareness. I love you. I love what you do for me. I love that you are here to support and heal me. I love that you are healing every cell of my body. Thank you. Thank you so much. And now I'm going to do a violet flame activation and decree, so you can just follow along. I'd like you to imagine that this beautiful violet flame is surrounding you, your physical body, and your body elemental. So just let your body elemental know we're going to use the violet flame to help clear any negativity from our being. I've changed the decree over time. I work with Saint Germain and the violet ray, so I've changed the decree, and I'm going to say the decree that I use every evening, and you can choose to change it a little bit if you like, but I'm going to recite the one that I use. Beloved, mighty I am presence, Saint Germain, all aspects of my being. Blaze up through me now the mighty violet consuming flame, the purifying power of divine love. Dissolve all cause, effect, record, and memory forever of all feelings, thoughts, sensations, emotions, beliefs, actions, or deeds, allowing me to vibrate less than love. Blaze up through me, clearing everything that vibrates lower than the frequency of love. Just imagine that violet flame is supporting your body elemental by clearing it also. And clearing you, and then just see that gold light attached from your body elemental to you. And then just talk to your body elemental again while the violet flame is happening, and just say thank you. Thank you for allowing me to connect to you. Thank you for healing me. I love you. And then just allow your energy to start to come back into your body. Just feel your heartbeat. Feel the sensation of your heartbeat. Begin to focus on your breath. And feel your breath. Feel that connection from your tailbone into the earth. And just wiggle your toes. And allow your energy to come back into your body. And when you feel comfortable, I'd like you to just come back into the present. So if you want, you can turn your cameras and mics on, and we'll just see if there's any questions before we bring Eva on.
I'm still having trouble, Carol, trying to visualize all that.
Well, that's why I showed you the pictures in the beginning, just because not everybody sees, right? Some people feel, some people hear. Some of us are kinesthetic, some of us are audio, some of us are just weird. Some of us have it all. So yeah, so if anybody wants to join, you'll have to hit your unmute button, just so you know.
Thank you.
So it's just the way it is. We don't all have visualizations. So that's why I did bring in the pictures in the beginning, just so people have some idea of what it looks like, even if they can't visualize for themselves. The main thing is that you hold the intention, you have the picture, you've seen the picture, so you kind of know what it looks like. And just to do the work, just to talk to it, just to do what you have to, and then it'll all work itself out.
Okay, thanks, Carol.
Yeah, you're welcome. All right, so if there's no more other questions, I'd like to turn it over to Eva. Eva's going to share with us some really awesome information. And because we're not live on Facebook, I think that if you wanted to ask Eva questions, just unmute your mic, and then she's available for that. I think you're muted, Eva. There you go. Okay. So everyone, I'm going to turn the floor over to Eva. Eva, it is such an honor to know you. She is a powerful, powerful goddess that I absolutely love. She does brilliant energy work, and she also has some really cool energy tools that she uses. Her sessions, I've had a few sessions from her, are always very uplifting. Her energy field is clean, so she's a really great practitioner to work with. Eva also hosts the Shift in Parksville, which I've had an opportunity to be a guest speaker of several times, and she's just a wonderful, wonderful person. Over to you, Goddess.
Thank you. Thank you for allowing me to be on your show today and share how I do in my everyday life and so on. And what I would like to focus on today is body-mind connection. When I first started to really be aware of that, I am not my body, I am not my flesh and bones, like I could actually communicate with it. And that was very, very huge for me. It was big for me when I started to realize that when I had an emotion coming up, my body would react before I was even aware of that I was being on the way into an emotion. For instance, if somebody said something, I learned that my stomach actually react before my mind set in, like, but then I could start to say, oh, I'm getting a little upset here now. And then once I could connect with that, I could deal with the situation almost like I was witnessing the two of us communicating, but everything turned out a lot calmer and nicer when I was aware of what was happening in my body. So that's how I started to really be aware of the mind-body connection, and be aware of how many times that my body is tense without me even knowing and being aware of it. And simple little thing as before I would go to sleep, I would realize like, oh, I was just laying with my hands in a fist. So then I started to, oh, I think I'm relaxing, but I'm really not. So I realized like my body absolutely forget how to relax. So I started doing, like I do Reiki and healing touch and those things, but I also learned that sometimes we need a little more than that. So I started working with ScalarWave lasers, which absolutely helped me with my adrenals. There is a protocol that we used, and I used it every day for the longest time, and it was amazing the effect. I really noticed it on my adrenals that I was a lot calmer. My whole being was more in balance. In the laser, we can also use if we have some energy getting stuck, like a knee starts to give you some a little pain and discomfort, energy gets stuck, then the lasers will help the energy to flow. So when I use my lasers with the Reiki, I find that that works really well together. I then also, as you can see behind me here, have a HealthtyWave mat that I use when I meditate. I use it every day for meditation. And in that mat, it really also helps you to be in balance with yourself, because it has like infrared therapy. You get the pulsation from the mat, what the earth pulses at 8 hertz. And you're laying on about 28 pounds of crystals, mostly.
It's divine. It's absolutely divine. I love that map.
And it does have the photon therapy, like some laser light, and with all that combination, you get negative ion. So I have heard many a times from clients, I didn't know I could relax that deeply. It is truly a way to help your body remember what it's like to be relaxed. So I do offer these sessions, and you can be on the mat. We can put lasers on if you have a specific area of your body that is a little tense or actually hurting. We can work with that on lasers. And I will also use sound meditation. So I have some really awesome speakers, and the one that I use is a whole body regeneration music. So you can have that on with me doing Reiki at the same time. So it's pretty cool. So that's how I find that it's so easy in our everyday life when we're out there, and especially these days going to the grocery store. It is like there's such a blanket of fear put over the whole energy field right now. So I find I'm pretty good at being in contact with my body, and I do have a high energy. So, but these days I do find I have to do a little extra work. So I'm really happy that I have that connection with my body. And I had to smile when Kel was talking about the body elemental. It was like, oh, now I know who I'm talking to. Because it was such an aha moment to me. And I actually wrote some comment down what I wanted to share. And I give thanks to my body. I don't know how many times a day that I'm just in awe how it works, and thank it for giving me the signals. I appreciate very much when it just gives me a little pain. Like, I'm not afraid of pain. I don't like pain. Like, I'm not a good patient when I go into pain, but pain is a gift, because if we didn't get the pain, our body would go into a major crisis before we even knew something was wrong. So when I start to experience just the slightest little thing, I just go, oh, okay. So what do you need? And sometimes if it's a little severe, I will do some muscle testing and saying, does this need medical attention? And but it sometimes when it's pain, and it made me smile again when Cal was said, because this is what I actually wrote down. When you're listening to your body, don't label things. This is what I wrote down. Don't label sometimes. Sometimes it just needs a little attention. And when you were saying that the elemental part, the body elemental, sometimes can act up a little bit. And when I wrote this down, I visualized a child that is, it's simply just that a little out of order and upset. It really wants just some attention. And so many times that I find, for instance, with a knee, I do tons of Tai Chi. So sometimes with my knee, then I will go, oh, what's going on? Like what's happening? I don't label. I don't say, oh my goodness, I'm getting arthritis in my knee. I do not go down that road. I just go, oh, so what is it? What can I do? And it goes away. And it's just that it needs attention. So when you said it, like there's some days it acts like this and some days like that. But yeah, so for me, I do a lot of meditation and I belong to groups and so on. For me, in my everyday life, when I'm out with people, I like to hold that connection, because I get a pre-warning if there is something that I could get very much upset about. But once I get that little feeling in my stomach, we all called it for years, our gut feeling. Well, it's huge. It's such a gift our body gives us. So the more we learn, I believe, to turn inward and listen to our body and be grateful, the better the body function for you.
Absolutely.
And also be aware of what goes on in your mind. That's what another thing that I pay attention to more now than ever is, if I feel myself uptight or like so on, that what was I thinking? Because it's amazing. I love gardening and I can be out there gardening and out of a sudden I feel like I'm a little irritable and I'm just going, what are you thinking? Why are your body reacting? So life is just so great. It's truly, truly is. And there is a lot happening out there today. So that's another thing that I do to keep my body in balance is we all hear about the 5G and all that. And it's certainly something to pay attention to. But we can override that. There are things you can put on your phone, like this is a tesseract I have on here, and I have bigger ones. I import these from Slovenia, and this is a 24-point tesseract. I use that on my iPad because I'm sitting with that fairly close to my body. And I do have a scale that I can use with the pendulum, and it will actually show my the vibration. And when I have my laptop, my iPad, it will go up to 27. It measures up to 27,000. But when I put this one on, or even a smaller one, this is a 12 point and it's smaller. If I put that on, with the smaller one, it goes down to 4,000. With this one on, it goes straight to 0. And on the phone, we don't need bigger ones like that. We can just this one here really turns the EMF energy down, so we're not getting affected by it. And it's so that's another thing that I do to protect my body. I know that my mind, and I'm so strong I can heal myself, and there are times that we need little help, like what I'm working with. So that's what I do in my everyday life, and hang around with people like Carol, and that is so important, our environment and who we hang around with. And sometimes you're out in the store these days and you're smiling and being yourself. It's almost like you get mean looks from people, because we're supposed to all be in fear. And that fear is the most damage we can do to our body. So keep laughing. Watch funny stuff on TV. Laugh. It's the best medicine. We know that. So these days I do have a special. If you pick up the wellness news, I do have running a special in there. And normally a session is $75, but I have 4 for no, a session is 50 or 4 for 150. Get it straight, Eva. So that's my little special right now. To contact me is very easy. It's my name, Eva Grodt, at tellus.net, or you are welcome to call me or text me 250-228-1009.
Thanks, Eva. I put that phone number in the chat. I put the phone number in the chat section just so people have the phone number. I don't know if you guys can see that. But I did put your home number in there too. Sorry.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Home and mobile.
Another thing, I don't know if you can see the globe over there right now. I have it in my hand, but it's actually sitting on a tesseract like that with crystals around it. So that is my contribution to put Mother Earth in there. So we really need to focus on Mother Earth these days.
Yes, thanks, Eva. And I know you do a lot of work to help the collective as well, and bringing people together and helping them keep their vibration high. And you sell those items that you were sharing with us.
I do, yeah. And they're coming in from Slovenia, and I know Kel worked with pyramids, so he is selling the pyramids that I have, and I have quite a selection out there. I'm in Parksville. And feel free to come up and see. And I sell the discs as well. To give you an idea, the little one for the phone is $6. There is a little tesseract that goes on the phone as well. It's a little more powerful, and it's $15. The bigger one here is $33. So just to give you an idea where they range. But I can show you with the pendulum and that there is definitely a shift when you have these between you and your device.
Yeah, I remember being at Eva's, and we were playing with them, and yeah, she showed me on the pendulum chart the energy charge with an electronic device, and then how it goes right down with these awesome tools. So Eva, if somebody's not from town and they pay for the shipping, would you ship them out to them?
Oh, absolutely, I would, yes.
Okay, awesome. So everyone has her phone number, and can you just repeat your email address again?
Yeah, it's my name, EVA GRODT at tellus.net.
Thank you so much. Does anyone have any questions for Eva? If you do, just unmute your your little thingamabobbers, microphones.
Call a mic.
Oh yeah, unmute your mic if you have any questions for Eva.
Hi, good morning, Eva. This is Donna.
Hi, Donna.
How are you?
I am
You're
good.
great. Your $50 special, is that for sessions that you're doing?
Well, if you buy 4, yeah, if you pay $150, you get 4 sessions. If you want just one, it is $50.
Okay, and how long are your sessions for?
An hour.
An hour.
Yeah.
And can you do 2 people back to back if my husband chooses to participate as well?
Absolutely. And if the person on the table here behind me doesn't mind somebody else being in the room, the other person, when I have couples coming or anybody coming 2 at a time, the other person can choose to sit in the chair. You see behind me there, and we can put lasers on them as well. So you actually can get a double whammy.
Oh, sweet. Sounds great. Thank you very much.
Yeah, and Ava's nice and close to you, Donna, so that's pretty nice.
Yes, yes, she is. I know I've met her and I've heard about her healing abilities, and I've just not got off my lazy butt to do anything. So thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, does anybody have anything they'd like to share before we wind it up? I'd just like to again encourage everyone on the 21st to put your energy out into the planet, because it's a special time and everybody is focusing on the big shift. and so it is bringing people together to share their energy, to put good vibes out there. And of course, we all know that even with scientific studies, the more people who participate, the better it serves the collective. So I'm doing actually 2 circles. I'm doing, I've been asked to support a group in doing a process on the 21st. So we'll be meeting a small group. We'll be meeting at 9:45. We'll join in the world meditation at 10:20. And then we'll just wind it up by 11. And then I'm also meeting another group in the evening, and we're also doing a co-creation to send out to the collective. Ava, do you have anything happening? Are you just going to tune in on Zoom or on just do your own thing?
No, I have a couple that day. I have one where it's like the whole world, so I have that marked down. So I will be on the table, Reg will be in the chair, and we will join the collective. And it's so powerful. I do believe in groups, absolutely. If it was a situation like this, I would probably call people in and have a group as well. But it is so important that we shine our own light wherever we are. But I will be in the larger meditation at 10:22.
Awesome. I'll see you in the etheric there, I guess. Yeah. Well, Ava, thank you so much for participating and joining me with Mystic Mornings. And thank you, Grant, John, and Donna for being here. And again, if you would like to rewatch the show, just go to soulalchemyhealing.ca. Join as a non-paying member. You can join as a paying member too if you want.
I was just going to say that.
However, you can watch Mystic Mornings under membership once you become a member. So thank you all for joining, and namaste. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the cosmos on the 21st. And in the meantime, continue to work with your body elemental. And I hope that that tool supports you in healing on all levels. Also, remember the violet ray, because the violet ray, I use it every night before I go to sleep, and I just cleanse everything in my being. Hey, Grant,
Thanks, Carol.
Yeah. Thank you, Carol, and thank you, Eva.
you're
And,
welcome.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you both. Bye-bye.
Bye, Ava.
Bye.
Thanks, sweetie.